You guys aren't going to agree with me on this one. What's going on, people? Welcome to the first video of 2023, and I'm Alex Thorn, and I'm a rock and roller who in his downtime likes to watch movies while wearing a bandana. And with it being 2023, I'm right in the middle of being in this Scream franchise kick, and we finally arrived to Scream 3. Now look, I know a lot of people love Scream 2. And I wasn't as favorable to it in my last review. In fact, I think I may have given it one bandana too much. Gave it 3 bandanas, and as I started thinking about it and watching the rest of the movies, I started saying, man, maybe part 2 is actually a 2 bandana movie. But I know we're going to disagree on this one. And everybody has their own opinions, and everybody likes something different. And I love, having conversations about these horror movies. But Scream 3 is definitely ranking a little higher up my list than Scream 2. So let's talk about it. Scream 3 really takes that meta. Again, every movie here, one was, talking about other movies because there was no Scream franchise to be highlighted or anything. Scream 2 centers on Stab 1, and Scream 3 centers on Stab 3. So we've missed that opportunity to talk about Stab 2, which I guess we're just going to throw out into the open because it doesn't exist. Scream 3 is here, Stab 3 is here. And they're going off of the notion in this movie that if Scream is a trilogy, you have to wrap things up and go right back to the beginning. So that's the order of the kills in this movie. And the motive, it has to go right back to the beginning. And Sydney at this point is actually in hiding. And this is perfect in my opinion. The killer cannot find her, and he's gonna draw her out. So she's in protective hiding or whatever. She's got a job by a different name. She's going under a different name. Everybody talks to her is under a different name. And so the only people that really know about her are Dewey and her father. To my knowledge, that's the only ones who know about her. And, really, it comes down to Gale, Sydney, and Dewey. Those are the only really legacy characters. One other character comes back, but it's just in video form, but that's later on. And what's funny about this to me is this movie really, really, really starts to throw curveballs at you. It makes other people move in a way that you're going to point the fingers at them. No, it's her, and it's him, and whatever. And it's doing it on purpose. And people have nefarious ways of being. The one thing I love is that you get this twin doppelganger thing because they're not just talking about the Stab movies. They're on the set. A lot of this movie takes place on the set of Stab 3, and it involves the Stab 3 cast. So you have 2 Gales and 2 Sydneys and 2 this and 2 Deweys and all these different people. And I love that. I absolutely love that. It makes this movie fun. When I think of Scream, I want it to be good but fun. And I felt like Scream 2 was just a little bit too big. And I think Scream 3 is just right. It brings it back to the center. And it's funny because as I think about this movie, it's a very smart and unique way to bring you back to the original, even though there's only a 4-year span between the original and part 3. It's like the original came out in 95, 96. This one comes out in 2000. So it's like the way this movie is spoken about and the way this movie is talked about within the movie, it's like it was, 15, 20-year gap between movies. And it's so cool that way. Something that never existed in the other movies, which is more exposition about Sydney's mother. Apparently, Sydney's mother went under a different name, Hollywood name, and was a actress. And she was an actress. She was connected to the guy who's making the Stab movies. So they wrap that storyline up too, and it brings it full circle. And she had a different life. And that different life is what allows the ending of this movie, the reveal of this movie to come to fruition, because the killer in this, even though I understand what they were trying to do, for me, this felt just as flat as Part Two's ending reveal was. For me, is probably the only part of this movie, the reveal of Ghostface, is probably the only part of this movie that I was just like, you know? And I don't think it was because of the story. Honestly, I think it was just the way it was executed. The person playing the role of Ghostface in the reveal is not convincing. They're not engaging. They're not any of that. And it's just like, you know? So that's the only part of this movie that kind of let me down. But on the bandana system, I'm going to rank Scream 3 bandanas out of 5. And I know I said I like it more than Scream 2, even though they both got 3 bandanas. In this video, I'm going to correct that last video and say I actually believe Scream 2 deserves 2 bandanas and Scream 3 deserves 3 bandanas. So let's talk about it down there below. I know everybody else is going to be like, "What are you insane? Scream 2 is so much better." But let's talk about it. That's what we're here for. That's why I'm making these videos, so I have you guys to talk to. And actually, I'm filming this on New Year's, so this will drop in 2023. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed your New Year's, and I hope you had a safe New Year's. All right, so let's go rock out in 2023, watch some movies, and get ready for my EP coming out in February. More information on that soon. All right, let's do this. Here's to 2023.